Dol Guldur is a labyrinth of tight hallways and open courtyards. The Necromancer's gate marks the entry into the heart of the fortress.
Welcome back everyone to Skirmishing 102, where today we are rerunning Breaching the Necromancer's Gate, but this time in Red Line. So we are once again in Tier 1 at single player solo Tier 1 level 140. And the question is, how does it go in red line as opposed to blue line, which was what we were in last time? So this will give us our benchmark for our later runs, and we can compare how we do at the various settings of the skirmish in each of the two lines. At some point I have a feeling it could get a little bit tough on my red line, but I might be able to survive a little bit longer on the blue line, but I think be doing it a little bit faster on the red line when I'm able to avoid getting myself killed. So I don't think I'm quite powerful enough in order to kill the mobs before they get to me. Of course, you see I'm just rushing right into them because that's what I'm used to doing as a warden. So let's head on there and let's keep that off of me. And what do we have in this counterattack? We have, a Daywalker Berserker. Hey, I'm wondering, did I time that one well? No, got him a little bit too early. I do wonder what happens if I manage to throw the ambush after he puts up the shield, which is something that's possible now since I no longer lose the ambush induction when he puts up the shield. So it might be possible for me to do that. The question is, does it get cancelled by the shield, or is it fine and that he just doesn't take damage but he still gets the crowd control put on him? Because that could be nice and useful. We'll find out. Of course, I still have to get the timing right so that I don't get stepped upon and smashed and stunned and all that stuff while I'm in the middle of trying to do an ambush. Because I'm pretty sure that was certainly ended if I get smacked on the head. Venomous Blood Arrow. Right, well, let's just fear my power. Fear my boot. There you go. Now, my benchmark for the last run, the one with the blue line, was 20 minutes. Now, I did have that little thing about running back to grab that encounter that I missed. So I take that into account. So let's say 19 minutes if I didn't have that little bit of a flub there. For a moment there, I thought that he was just going to fall down onto the ground. Oh, you go plop. I've had mobs occasionally fall into ledges because they went to the wall, they fell down, and I wound up having to find some creative way in which to bring them down. Now the Blood Rook, that's no problem, right? Yeah. The one's going to be the problem is going to be that Drake that's going to give me a welcoming gift as soon as I drop the meat onto the slab. Now that's one of the tougher encounters that we've got is this one. Actually, I might as well make sure I have a little bit of food for this. See, if I stay back, will I be able to? No. guess answers my question. I was wondering whether or not I would be able to get an ambush without him noticing that I was there, and the answer to that was a most definite no. Oh, this is... My morale isn't doing all that well. Let's see. I'm trying to see what are my... I keep on forgetting what this is. Fire at will. No, I want to... The way of the shield. Way of the shield consumes your advanced techniques to improve your healing in shield games. For a brief time. Yeah. Okay. Interesting thing, when you're in red line, I would have thought that would have been something more associated with blue. Rapid techniques. I still haven't completely figured out the updates to the warden. Someday I'll figure out what all those things mean. I just know as I do gambits and I hit the button to I do builders and then I get the gambit off. Don't ask me how Flax got down. She just loves jumping off the stairs. It's one of those things that soldiers just do. It's sort of like how you know that bearers of blight are going to toss some sort of debuff on you. It's just their shtick. Alright, so that's the second ward. So now let's get to the third ward, and we've got one encounter done. I should pay attention to encounters just in case one comes up. Remember what happened last time where I completely missed an encounter until the end. Pale Trapper. I remember what happened yesterday with the fire on one of them. This time, though, it looks like he managed to blow the horn while I was well and away. How nice. Now, where is... Oh. It didn't matter where that one was because we got this guy here to worry about. Hi. Bye. Alright, good. At least they do rip through them at a reasonable clip. Now, how many more are there? There's someone there that goes... We never thought that Gold Duldor would have so much plant life around it, but I guess that's what you get for being in the middle of a forest. I mean, I'm sure it's not the most friendly and nice set of plants in the world. I mean... It's like how Sam said where they had these plant a bush with super long, hard barbs in it that he once fell in. And he says, well, I guess that if there was a plant growing anywhere in Mordor, this is what I would think it would be like. You know, it's like... Okay, I didn't get his words exactly right, but you get the idea. Alright, so... that's right, there was the idea of trying to use Flax as a bit of a tank on some of these. Though, I'm not too sure Flax would be able to tank a Blood Rook with 3 of its friends nearby. There we go. Now, that's that done. We're still under 10 minutes, so I think we're making reasonable time. Let's see. I'm just worried that, did I miss an encounter again? Let's see. The first one was the Aurochs meat, which is the first one that you could possibly encounter. So obviously we didn't miss that one since we completed it. And the ones that are in the second ward and third wards, they tend to be rather obvious. Let's see how we do on this thing. I completely got that one wrong. Well, there's always that method. In fact, back in the first rev of the Warden, back originally when I had Javelin Deadly Force available, it's nice to see that's available again. Back in that time, Javelin Deadly Force was one of my favorite ways of handling the Shepherd. I think I used that against the crawlers quite a bit. Though I've lost that technique over the last, 5-6 years, is it? Since they had changed, probably a lot more. Maybe, yeah, probably at least 7 years. However many long, I guess it was back around Helm's Deep when they changed the Warden. So since Helm's Deep, we had all of Gondor with Minas Tirith, and we had the Paths of the Dead and all. Then we had Minas Tirith, and then we had Lag. Oh, there you go. Okay, fine. Let's start this again. Come on, just let me do something. Okay, there we go. Now I got my rhythm back. So we had, alright, since Helm's Deep, we've had the, let's say, Western Gondor, then, let's say, Eastern Gondor, Thunderous Footsteps. Okay, that's the second encounter. And then we had Mordor. And after Mordor, then we had all that stuff with the Lonely Mountain, the Grey Mountains, the Lonely Mountain, and all of that. Then Minas Morgul. Then after Minas Morgul, we've had the War of the Three Peaks. Then Gundabad. And then finally, when they added the Swan Fleet and all. So let's see this. Might be, so at minimum it was 2 years of Gondor. At minimum it might have been 3. I can't remember that all too well. And we had Mordor, so that would be 3 years. Then we had the Grey Mountains, that would have been 4 years. War of Three Peaks would be 5. 6 would be Gundabad. Then 7. It would have been Swan Fleet. So at least 7 years. Might have been 8 or 9 since that time. So yeah, so I've forgotten a few things on what I did and the techniques that I used back then, because I haven't used them in so many years. Now let's see what we've got here. Hi there. And how am I doing on time? I am at 14 minutes right now, so definitely it's going to be faster than the previous one, but I think that should be the case. I mean, I'd expect either to get killed or to do it faster. Unless, of course, I spend a lot of time recuperating between points, in which case it could slow me down perhaps that way. But it looks like after the rather tricky start, I think I've managed to usually keep things. Oh, what do we got there? A shepherd? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, wrong skill, wrong skill, wrong skill. Well, that was atrocious. I seem to kill the shepherd with 2 of the worms, but the third one I keep on missing. Oh well. Probably good riddance on those shepherds. That means he doesn't have to apply a second set down there. Is that a deathmonger? Yes, it does. It looks like a deathmonger. So, hey, sticky filth is off of me now. Okay, good. At least I can do some healing at least. So that they don't get rid of all of your self-heals and that, because otherwise it would really be difficult on there. But I know that they're a lot weaker on the heals in this stance than they are in the blue line. There we go, and that's it for that. We are at 16 minutes, so I figure maybe 17 to 18 minutes then. I'd say about 2 minutes shorter than it was if you take into account the little bit of time that was spent looking for that second encounter in the last episode. There we go. You're going bye-bye. Way bye-bye. Sleepy time. There we go. And I'll be taking the flag at 17 minutes, or slightly under 17 minutes. So, yeah. I think that works, and I think that gives us our benchmark for the skirmishes. So, next time, what will happen if we try this in duo mode? Well, we'll have to find that out in the next episode of Skirmishing 102.